Look at him. I got him stuck in the back, foul hooked. That's a Kentucky, little Kentucky. He took a swat at it and got stuck. Got stuck. First fish. There we go, on a spinnerbait. Come out there and hit it. That's probably a keeper. That's probably a keeper. Well, folks, welcome to Fishing Hog Country. We're out here on a beautiful March afternoon. We're just gonna have some fun. This fish kind of got my trailer hook way down there. Rusty's back there having a fit. Let me see if I can get this trailer hook out of him, and I'll show him to you. Put him back in the lake. Way down there. There it is. There's a good looking fish. That's a good way to start right there. There he is, Russ. He's gone. Okay. Let's see if we can't find another one. You watch this, and we'll be back in just a minute. See if we can find some good bass.
You're watching the Fishing Hog Country television program featuring express boats.
He's running like a little old white bass. That's what he is. You know, we've been trying to catch some bass out here, and it's been real difficult, so I thought I'd just grab my little fishy up and see if we could catch us a few white bass. They're just little bitty rascals. Let's see if there's some big ones up here. They're slimy though. On my towel. It's time for the white bass to be up here in the river. I'm about to catch some about 3 or 4 pounds. Right here in the corner. And pulling a little harder than the last one. He just pulling harder. He ain't no bigger than the last one. But little bitty dudes. Matter of fact, that could be the last one, huh? That could be the same one I caught a while ago. I'll have to get me a towel, a bigger towel up here, it looks like. There's some bushes over there here in the corner. And I think they're over there hiding in the bushes. There's another one. Every cast over there. And he's the same size as the other 2 I caught. You'd have a hard time getting a sandwich off of him. But he's fun. Tell you what, when it comes springtime, you've seen me do shows, entire shows fishing with a little fishy. But when it comes springtime and you want to catch something, you tie one of those on, you're going to catch something. Like that right there. There's another one. He's a running little old bitty white bass. I saw a bunch of stuff on my electronics earlier. I thought it might be a bunch of white bass. That's exactly what it is. Catch another one. They're just stacked in this corner like cordwood. I don't think he's any bigger than the last one. No. Have I made a cast yet without catching one? I don't think so. Not since I started. Surely there's a big one out there someplace. Surely. I may make a cast here without catching a fish, folks. I did. I got it in here without catching one. There's some bushes and stuff out there. Brush piles out there. And they're kind of hanging around those brush piles. I said it. Now I'm not catching anything. Let's scoot over it a little bit. There's one. Man, pulling pretty hard. I don't know if he's any bigger than the last ones, but he's sure pulling hard. He thinks he is. No, he's the same size. Same size. How many little white bass can I catch out of here before I catch a good one? Well, let's move on. Let's see what else we can find up here. We might find some big white bass in a little bit. Those on that corner just happen to be a bunch of dinks. They'll be in the same pattern. There'll be some bigger white bass in the same pattern somewhere up here. Let's idle right up there. There's a big flat spot right there, and we'll fish that big flat spot. See if we can catch some bigger white bass. Look at him run. Woo, he's pulling. Look at him pull. Wow, that's a good one there. I told you we'd find some good ones. Look at there. That's a big old white bass. So we can get him in a boat. Now that's a white bass there, folks. That's a big old white bass. Let's see if we can catch another one of them. Man, that's fun. I told you there'd be some big ones around here someplace. It seems to be the middle of the river now. We just saw a boat go by, and he ran right over the hump here in the middle. Now that's a little striper there, folks. See all the stripes on him? And his big brother could be out here and take us for a ride in a minute. So just hang on. If I say striper, there's one right there. All right, now he's coming at me. He's gonna see the boat take off on us in a minute. Yep, there he goes. Get away from the trolling motor. There we go. That's just a plain old whitey there. Plain old whitey. Now, Rusty, I'll let you kiss this fish, but you can't bite him. No bite, no bite, no bite, no bite. See? You try to bite him, you can't kiss him anymore. Sorry. There he is, he's gone. Nope. No biting. Rusty used to kiss him when he was little, and now he wants to bite him. And we're not going to let him bite him. So he'll just have to stay back there. We're just going to sit here on this hump. I'm sitting in 4 foot of water. Over there is 8 feet of water. Right over there is about 15. And we're going to sit right here on top of this hump in 4 foot, and we're just going to kind of fan cast and see how many big old white bass and stripers we can catch. Right out here in the middle. Let's throw out here in the deep water and come back toward the hump and see what happens. That's a good one there. That's a good one there. Get him go. Done? Yeah. Man, that is fun right there, folks. There are very few things in this world that pull hard as a white bass, and that is a load of fun. And right here, it's the 1st of March. If you want to have some fun, you need to be right out here on the river fishing for white bass, because this is when it's happening. You want to have a ball catching white bass, catch them right now. I'm still out here on a hump, just easing my way down this hump, and I'm sitting on 4 foot of water. There's deep water on both sides of me. I'm fishing right down the hump right now, just looking for the white bass. They seem to want it kind of slow. If there's white bass and hybrids and the small stripers around, there'll be some big stripers around, feeding up on the same thing these white bass are feeding up on. And they'll eat these little white bass too, the big stripers will. Now we're easing over here a little bit deeper water, and I've got a runner here. Boy, he ain't even coming this way. There he comes. I ain't seen him yet. Look at him pull. That's just another big old white bass. There he is. Man, this is fun. Let me tell you something now, folks, about catching white bass. Now, on certain days, you could go catch some white bass on other things, but day in, day out, if you want to catch white bass, and even crappie, right there is one of the best baits in the world. It's just called a little fishy. It's made by Cream, and you can't get anything better than that to catch white bass, spring, fall, anytime. I'll challenge you. I'll put this bait up against anybody's bait to catch white bass, because you can see right now what I'm doing. I'm catching some good ones. And there's a bunch of them right here. I'm seeing them on the graph. So let's just catch some. No, I said he was. He's running like a crazy man. He says, I'll teach you to call me a little bitty one. I'm gonna pull like a freight train. Boy, he swallowed that thing. Look at that. He swallowed it. I'm gonna have to use the pliers on him. There it is. Look how fat those dudes are. Those things are just huge fat right now. Let's catch another. Fishing, got my line messed up here. There we go. There's just little pockets of them. They're in shallow water. We're sitting in 3 feet right here. I think it may be a little one. Nah, that's a little old bitty rascal. He's back to being the size we started with today. Get out of here. We don't want you. He's sitting in that pocket over there, just off the river. Now, folks, listen to me. If you're going to come up here and go white bass fishing, you need to be careful, because in this river, you could beach your boat. You know, I've seen people with their boats sitting in ankle-deep water needing help because they didn't know where the channel was. And it's like we had a boat go by us a while ago, and he idled right over a big hump that was less than 4 feet deep because he didn't know where the channel was. Get you a map. The map will tell you where the channel is, and then any place you're in doubt, idle. Don't try to run. Just idle for a while, and till you learn the river. Then you can go screaming up through here once you know where things are. But also, even if you do know where things are, you need to take a trip up here and be real careful the first time you come each year, because new rain will wash things in. There'll be new stumps, new logs, new log jams, and that's a good way to be buying a new lower unit for your boat. Well, let's find us a big one before we quit. I don't want to quit on a little old bitty one. We need to find a big white bass to catch before we quit here. That's a striper. Man, that's a good one, folks. I don't know what that is. I hope we get to see him. He's taking me for a ride. I told you we might run into one of these boys before the day was out. He's towing the boat. He's towing the boat. Don't want to put much pressure on him. All I got is 6-pound line here. My dip net's in the rod box. So that's a hybrid, big old hybrid. I'm just chasing him with the trolling motor till he gets wore plumb out. Are you done? Are you done? Easy now. Get wet. Easy. Open your mouth. Open your mouth. I got him. Whew. That's a big one right there. Oh man, that's a big old hybrid, folks. That's about, I don't know, 5-6 pounds. That's a heavy duty fish on 6-pound line. Man, it's getting late and I'm getting hungry. I'm gonna have to quit. But man, that's what I've been looking for all day long. Big old fish, big old fish. He took us for a ride, didn't he? Well, let's turn him loose. He's wore out. When he closes his mouth on my hand, he says, "Turn me loose," and he's out of here. Whew. That was a fight on 6-pound line. Woo! That's a bunch of fun. Bunch of fun. Oh, let me make one more cast. That's a good one there. Did you see that? He busted that thing. Well, he's kicking up a fuss, isn't he? Coming plumb to the top. That's a striper. Well, folks, I tell you, I've had a good time today, and I really, we came out here and we started off, and I told you that I wanted to catch, I thought I could catch some largemouth, and they just didn't want to bite. Now, open your mouth so I can get that bait out of your mouth. Got this striper here, and he don't want to turn loose on my bait. There we go. There we go. There's another striper. I really wanted to catch some largemouth today, but they weren't biting. And on Fishing Hog Country, we show you just how it is. We go out here and we hunt down some fish and we catch them and we have a good time. And we've done that today. We've had a good time. Caught white bass. The largemouth will bite later. Water temperature is still pretty cold. They'll get better. But y'all come up here and have a good time. Be careful. Watch out for the stuff sticking out of the water like logs and stuff like that, and the stuff just under the water. But come up and have a good time. Catch you some of these. We'll see you next time on Fishing Hog Country.